Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is show number 93 of NasCard Radio. I'm your pal Val. With me we have a special guest host, the cool card collector Ken. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Yourself?
Doing super duper. And then the man, the myth, the legend, PSA Hall of Famer, Logan at King NASCAR. How are you?
I'm thinking about going out and playing powder puff football.
Okay. Yeah, this is NasCard Radio where trading cards and racing meet. We got a great show. We're going to do the race recap from this last weekend with the winners and highest finishing rookies and their trading cards. We're going to talk about the 2022 Donruss that dropped. There's been sighting of Topps products at the Lids and Fanatics. We're going to talk about the new IndyCar set that's coming out, Speedway Stars. We kind of teased a little bit about it, or the full checklist was released on Monday, so we'll recap that. And then, of course, the cornerstone of the podcast, the King's Court. And a lot of interesting eBay auctions. So, well, let's get to it. We're at the dirt. Truck race, the Camping World Truck Series race number 6. That was the second annual Pitney's Truck Race on Dirt. And that was Saturday, April 16th at Bristol Motor Speedway. Ben Rhodes was our winner, and highest finishing rookie was Dean Thompson at position 16. It was good that Ben won that because he would seem to, win the stages 1 and 2. And I don't know if you saw that last lap or two. He was putting on a clinic on how to race in the dirt.
Yeah, he was coming off the turn, and he had a lot of momentum, and he had that thing yawed out, and he passed Carson Hocevar with like about 4 or 5 laps to go, I think. To take the lead, and they couldn't catch him. I mean, they got close a couple times, but finally he just checked out and took the win.
Yeah, so Ben Rhodes, we've talked about him last year. He won the Truck Series championship last year, and he had that epic victory celebration after the Phoenix race. So it was great to see him back in victory lane in 2022. And he definitely is a character, and it was great to see him victory lane.
Yeah, I think he had won stages 1 and 2 in 2 previous races, but was unable to close the deal. But he won all the stages and won the race this time, so he did very well.
Yeah, and if you remember, his cards are in 2013, or his first NAS cards are in 2013 Press Pass Fanfare, and that's card number 99. That's like a Young Guns. And there's a few variations of that. There's a diamond die cut, serial number to 5, the green die cuts to 3. Super rare for those two. But there's a half foil die cut, red foil die cut, sapphire die cut number at a 20, and the silver at a 25. And then there are a few Young Gun autographs, numbered anywhere from 225 down to 10. And of course, if you're looking for, if you have got your hands on 2013 Fanfare, congratulations. You're looking for that Kyle Larson rookie, but keep an eye out for Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, little did we know how good of a product that would be. Here we are, 9 years later.
Yeah, it's a good solid product. So super scarce now. I think all of the older wax is got big potential. So, and then Dean Thompson, our highest finished rookie, no cards for him yet. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in next year's Donruss.
So what do you guys think of like the truck series? Like what percentage of those guys, probably guys and ladies, have cards? I was thinking about that as you were talking about it. We've got less, you've got 5 or so sets a year, but It'd be nice if, like with Donners, they would expand it to where you have pretty much all of the Xfinity drivers and pretty much all of the Truck Series drivers. But I didn't know what are those guys, because I'm thinking of David Starr, like doesn't even have a trading card, and that guy's been in the Truck Series for years.
Well, Jennifer Jo Cobb, she doesn't have a card, so I think it's probably like 50%. Sometimes we'll see Chronicles will be full with a lot of rookies when we have been recapping here. A lot of rookies in Chronicles. But yeah, it would be nice. They have. I wish they would leave it up to me, but they would. Everybody in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series would at least have a card in Dunruss, right? It's a 200 card set, and I know you have the retro design, but you try to put at least 3/4 of the truck guys, Xfinity guys in there, and girls.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. We thought that Panini should do something like that, like have the entire roster, or at least 30, the top 36 of trucks and Xfinity Series.
Yeah. So in the Truck Series, our Rookie of the Year candidates, just even like going for Rookie of the Year, not everyone. Blaine Perkins, no card. Jack Wood, no card. Dean Thompson, no cards. Lawless Allen, who we want to see a card, no cards. And then Corey Heim has a new in Dunruss. So one of those Rookie of the Year candidates in truck has a card so far. So
yeah, and I know going back, you were mentioning Chronicles. For example, they had Travis Braden in there, who went to West Virginia University, but he's not even run, at the level. Truck is kind of the third series. He's not even been in a truck race, and he's getting cards. And you have guys and gals that have been in the Truck Series for years that don't have any. You had Haley Deegan cards for how many years before she even made trucks. So yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand the theory. I'm not necessarily saying we need the 1991 Max set all over again, but it would be nice, we don't necessarily need all the crew chiefs and the gasmen and the jackmen and all that kind of stuff.
The hauler drivers, right? Yeah.
The engine builder, but it would be nice to have the drivers.
Yeah, well, and we saw that, I think it was the last few years, with Quinn Huff was in Cup level, and he never had a card at all. So, and it's at the Cup level.
But what do I know? I'm going to go back on mute
now. That's fine. Where was I going with this? Okay, so the next race, Darlington Raceway. That's going to be race 7. That's Dead On Tools 200. But this is going to be Friday, May 6th. So we got a few weeks before the Truck Series is back. They don't run as often as the Xfinity and Cup Series. So, but I want to pause right here to thank our sponsor, Panini America.
Yeah, and talking about the trucks, Haley Deegan finished 18th. They ain't going to cut it. I'm sorry. She's going to do better. I know she was proud of that finish, but I'm not proud of it.
Moving on. Also, like to give a shout out here. Please like and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel. And hello to our new YouTube subscribers, Casey McLaurin. And his channel is Skidmark X. So I thought you'd like that, Logan. And then PC.
Yeah, I like Skidmark. I guess it's Skidmarks when you with the X. Skidmarks. I like that. It's cool.
Yes. Moving on to Xfinity Series. They were off. They were watching all the excitement on the dirt. But their next race is race number 9, and that's going to be at Talladega Super Speedway. That's the AG Pro 300, and that's Saturday, April 23rd at 4 p.m. Stages for Talladega Super Speedway are lap 25, 50, and 113. Qualifying is on Friday. Moving over to the Cup Series. That was race number 9, and that was the 62nd annual Food City Dirt Race, and that was Sunday, April 17th at Bristol Motor Speedway Dirt. Our winner was Kyle Busch.
AFB.
Yes, and our highest finishing rookie was Austin Cedric at position 16. Now, that race was interesting because I thought it was going to come down to Tyler Reddick was leading there and looked like he was going to get his first win, but Chase Briscoe was not going to give up without a fight. And Briscoe ended up taking out Tyler Reddick for Kyle Busch's 60th Cup win.
Yeah, that I was proud of Kyle Busch, and everybody goes, well, he just backed into it. And he's been criticizing everybody for backing into wins and things, but he's had several of them taken away from him with late race cautions. So I think it evens out, in my opinion. I mean, you can criticize him all you want, but I'm proud of him. I'm glad he got his 60th win. But next up on his horizon for wins is Dale Earnhardt. So he's got a little ways to go. Yeah, I think you can.
He's got a long ways to go.
Yeah, 16 races. That's going to be a tall mountain to climb this late in his career.
Well, how many races can he win a year? 4 or 5, right?
Or he could be like Kyle Larson and win 7 or 8. But that's I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happen either. I mean, it can happen, but the odds are not there. So you're talking another 4 years, maybe.
Maybe but that's 4 races a year, so that's a tall order still.
Right, because with the Gen car and the competition is so fierce. You have all these new young guys that are hungry. You can see Trackhouse and these other teams that are stepping it up. So the competition is, I think, pretty fierce now.
Yeah, the next gen car has really leveled the playing field, no doubt.
And that's what it's supposed to do, right? So that the 3 of us can all chip in and we can start our own cup team, right? And make it real affordable.
Yep.
So, Kyle Busch, his rookie cards, first cards. He's in that 2002 Choice Marketing Rising Stars card number 18. And I mentioned that because that card is 20 years old. Man, do I feel old.
That is hard to believe.
Yeah. So his other cards from Press Pass, Pack Issue, and all that stuff is 2004. So another 2 years. So that's, 18 years old right now. And, we've talked about it before, how great NASCAR is, and affordable. You can still pick up those Kyle Busch rookies for like under $10 and stuff. So, but yeah, so 2004 Press Pass. There's the normal, I guess. Well, not normal, but so the Press Pass had its own like base release. Let's go there. Card number 38, and then they put a variation on that card where the infield and the track are in the background, which is pretty cool. And there's a few different versions of that. There's a platinum version. There's samples, and then there's the eBay previews number 5. There's autographs in 2004 for Kyle Busch with signings, no numbered, and then also a gold version. There's Press Pass Top Prospects memorabilia. Glove, sheet metal, and tire, numbered to 100, 200, and 350. There's Press Pass Optima, card number 54. There's a Beckett sample and gold of that, numbered to 100. There's Press Pass Stealth. They did not shy away from putting him in in everything. So he's in Stealth. He's in Trackside. There's a Beckett sample. So it's like three different cards in Trackside. Card 31, there's 84 with Ricky Hendrick and Kyle Busch, and then number 92, Kyle Busch. So there's the Beckett samples are all 3 of those versions. Easy for me to say. And then there's also the golden version, numbered to 100. And then High Gear, there's an autograph version, Beckett sample preview, and MPH, which is numbered out of 100. And that's the High Gear is one we always talk about being notoriously off center.
Yep, left to right is off center all the time.
Yeah, so I always say if you find a perfectly centered high gear for a good price, you pick that up.
Yeah, no doubt.
So he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I'm sure a first ballot. So, and you can still pick his stuff up for, like I said, under $10. Bargains out there.
Mm-hmm.
So he does not sign through the mail. You have to join his fan club, and he has a signing day in May. So I've done that a few times, and then you also get the autographs from all the truck guys, Kyle Busch Motorsport truck guys. So that's always pretty cool.
Yeah, he's always tough, man. I remember trying to catch him one time at the Hall of Fame. He didn't look like he was too happy to sign my cards.
Yeah, I've had both reactions from him. I've had him tell me to get that S away from him, and then I've also had him, sign with no problem either. So
yeah, I guess it all depends on when and how you catch them and what they've got going on. So I can understand that sometimes, but he like I said, he's notoriously been a tough signer.
He's not Jeff Gordon tough, but
Tony Stewart tough.
Yeah, but so he's definitely easier than the guys. And again, you're asking for autographs, so if you get them, great. If you don't, no problem. So respect their time. So
absolutely.
Anyway, moving on. Austin Cedric, highest finishing rookie. We talked about him a few times, and we're talking 2018 Donruss Phenoms. He's in that Phenoms insert set, and there's a Cracked Ice version and Explosion. Cracked Ice number to 999 and Explosion to 99. He's in 2018 Panini Certified with a base card there with the different parallels, mirror parallels, scripted signatures in 2018 Prism. He's also in 2018 Panini Victory Lane with a base card there and Victory Lane signatures.
So let me ask you a question about the race. I guess it's really post-race. What did you think about Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe talking to each other?
If I'm being totally honest,
I'm totally honest. So go ahead.
I'm seeing Tyler Reddick at his car. I see Chase Briscoe coming over. I'm thinking Ty Gibbs round 2. And then it's the apologizing, both of them apologizing to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so totally it caught me off guard. I felt, I guess, more upset for Tyler Reddick not being able to get his first win because Chase had I guess, dive bombed into that corner and his back end got loose and tapped Tyler Reddick, and they both kind of slowed down and they were trying to save it while Kyle Busch drove by. So I felt really bad for Tyler Reddick, and Tyler Reddick was like, he raced how many laps, hundreds of laps, and like, no big deal.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that. I mean, the Cup Series is the premier series, and if I'm leading and it's my chance to get my first win and I get knocked out of that win, I'm going to be mad about it. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very mad about that with the person who knocked me out. So, but it's like this. Chase Briscoe comes in there and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then Tyler Reddick's like, "Oh, it's okay." And it's like hug, hug, kiss, kiss. And, I felt like I was watching a damn show, watching Love Connection on TV. It's like, what is going on here? This is ridiculous.
Bring back Donnie and Kale. Bring back Donnie and Kale.
Whoa. Hold on. Listen.
There's a fight between Cale Arbor and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing. They're angry. They know they have lost. And
that's what I'm talking about right there. Would you see Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison going, "Oh, I'm so sorry"? You wouldn't see that crap. That to me, it's just ridiculous. And this is what happens when you have the generation of people that everybody gets a trophy. It is. This is what it's all about. I mean, it's like, this is freaking NASCAR, y'all. This is not the dating game or powder puff football. It's not. Don't go in there and hug and kiss. At least, I'm not saying fight, but at least you shave some words. Because I think that was just crazy.
Logan needs a hug.
I think
No,
he
I don't
does.
need a hug. I want to see somebody yell at somebody for taking me out for not winning my first race.
So what's that? The adage. I can't exactly put it into words, but as an owner, you want to see them upset about it, right?
Yes.
You want to see, like, if there's no passion or no one's upset, then were you giving it your all or you're not? I don't know if I'm putting that into words right, but
No, you're right.
so that's why I was like, I felt bad for Tyler Reddick because he's been in the Cup Series for a few years. He was in that group where we had an amazing rookie class with Cole Custer, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and John Hunter Nemechek, right? And Cole Custer got a win, and I think his rookie year, and then Bell got a win the next year. John Hunter Nemechek went down to truck and has been, winning down there. And then Tyler Reddick was like the last one of that group of the Fab Four there. And I thought for sure he was going to get that win because he is super talented. He won Xfinity Championship back to back with two different teams. And that's like crazy how hard it is to win. So I know the guy is super talented. And so I knew it was just a matter of time. And I was like, so I felt, I think, worse that he didn't win than he did.
Me too. And, and my son texted me going, I can't believe, because I wanted him to win and he didn't win. And it's like, and then he just like, so what? I didn't win. Big deal. That was, to me, that was a ratings killer, man. It's like, don't come into freaking victory lane and go fish with each other. Come on.
Yeah.
Jeez. But anyway, so that's my tirade of that, because I just thought it was ridiculous, and it was just, I've never seen Cup drivers act that way. I mean, I've seen apologies and things, but not like that.
I totally understand. Because caught me off guard too. Like I said, I was expecting at least some words. Not necessarily Ty Gibbs round two, but it was like, oh man. But it was totally, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry too, and that kind of deal. So, but where we're going next, and there's going to be none of that. Everybody's going to be on edge at Talladega Super Speedway, race number 10, the Geico 500. They're going to need Geico insurance after the big one. So, Sunday, April 24th at 3 p.m., stages at Talladega Super Speedway are lap 60, 120, and 188. No practice. Qualifying is Saturday, the 23rd, from 11 to 12:30.
Yeah, I could possibly get in the car early, like about 5 a.m, drive down there and go watch that race if I wanted to. It depends on how I feel.
Now, Talladega is the biggest track on the circuit. Opened in 1969. As opposed to giving trivia, I don't know if folks know about this one. So the first race, and Logan, you can jump in here with this. So Talladega, it was such a massive track that the cars, they couldn't keep tires under the cars for qualifying. And all of the big stars pretty much boycotted it and said they were not going to race. Bill France wanted them to kind of back down the speed so that they didn't kill the tires. The drivers wanted to drive, all out. And so the majority of the big drivers left, packed up, and that's why who won the race?
Richard Brickhouse.
Right. That's why it wasn't one of the super big names. Also, whose first race was it?
Whose first race was it?
He's a team owner, and
Richard Childress.
Yes, because Bill France called up all the drivers he could to come race to make sure he had a full field, and I believe that with ticket they would get because of that free admission to the next race.
That is correct.
And so I didn't know if folks didn't know about that.
And that's when they were forming the players union. I mean, the players union, the drivers union too.
For the second time.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was Tim Flock and them.
Curtis Turner.
And so we talked about Bill France before, right? Getting pulled to the hauler and how he ruled with an iron thumb or iron fist. That the first time if you didn't race in NASCAR and you raced in a competitive league, you lost your NASCAR points. So this is why, like Lee Petty, because these guys had to feed their family, they would go from race to race, and Lee Petty would lose his points and then continue the race on. And so there were some times where he came in second or third in points where he probably could have been champion, but they chose to race elsewhere. But back to the part where he would infiltrate because it was open to all the drivers, and so Bill France registered as a driver so he could be on the talks for the union, but he banned Tim Flock and Curtis Turner as well, and then they let them in a few years later. So again, back to '69, the drivers were trying to form a drivers union, and Bill France would try to squash that all the ways he could.
It was called the PDA. Hold on, I've actually got, now that you're talking about that.
I know we're going off on a tangent, but it's some interesting facts that folks might not even know about.
Let's see.
Yep, PDA.
They sold keychains and things to raise money for their drivers association. And there's a sticker from it, the PDA, and there's all these different keychains. You can see they've kind of gotten flopped around over the years in my display, but
right. And then Talladega was the first place where Buddy Baker went over 200 miles an hour on the it was a closed track or whatever, but that's where he broke the 200 mile an hour.
Yep, in the number 88 Superbird.
Yep. So that's our trivia.
And then the PDA came full circle at the end of the race this week. More public displays of affection.
That's good, buddy. I love that.
I got my one-liner in. I'm tapping out now.
Hey, all right. IndyCar next race is Sunday, May 1st. So we have a few another week before that. And that's going to be in Birmingham, Alabama, the road course, the Arbor Motorsports Park at 1 p.m.
One of the most beautiful facilities you'll ever see. I've been there in person.
That's a nice place.
It's beautiful. I just wish it was a little wider so you'd have a little more passing than you're usually able to get there. But beautiful facility.
So, Ken, do you have any thoughts on who may be our winner?
I mean, I won't say it's like NASCAR where you've got the new car and it's almost open to anybody. But I mean, IndyCar, it's hard to say because IndyCar, it's as competitive as it's been, for the most part of most of my life. I'm sure, in the late 80s and whatnot before the split and all. But I mean, I honestly, I couldn't even throw out a guess, to be honest. I mean, it's hard to argue against Joseph Newgarden, though.
So he got 2 wins.
2 wins, and I mean, he can run anything. He runs ovals, he runs street circuits. But since I'm on here, and I know it's not about this race, but I just want to say that as much as I enjoyed seeing Jimmy Johnson struggle last year, I was so impressed with a 6th place finish, I think, at Texas.
Yes.
And I think he's going to be, he's with a good team and everything. So I think he's going to be a serious competitor for the 500. I mean, he's run 500 miles, so that's not something new to him. He's run more 500-mile races than probably any guy in IndyCar.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Indy is the only 500-mile race. I mean, he's with a good team. I mean, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Even though I kind of crapped on him last time I was on, I was very impressed with what he did, and it just goes to show that the series are very different.
Yes,
but ovals are ovals, and yeah, I really look for him to be very competitive over the course of that race.
His hand should be healed by then, so he should be good.
Moving on to F1. They were off last week. Next race is April 24th at 9 a.m., and that is the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Let's just say it's in Rome, Italy. So I'm looking forward to in F1 getting back to it.
Amelia Romagna Grand Prix, whatever.
I should know.
F1 names and things. We're the best of them for sure.
Definitely, we're and we've been doing F1 less than a year, so we've been doing NASCAR for many years. So, but we'll learn and we'll watch. So,
and I did see I think it was announced in the last week that the Miami GP later this year, ESPN's actually going to put it on ABC. So I mean, they're doing the things to kind of like NBC is doing with IndyCar. The first 3 races of the season are up like 30% over last year. By getting them more on the big TV, the over the air TV, and that could be a big thing for Formula One in the States too. Getting on ABC.
Love to see it. All right. 2022 Donruss. Thoughts, Logan? I opened the box. I like the 81 design, the 81 retro. I like the rated rookie selection, which we recapped. If you haven't, our last episode 92, we dug deep into the Donruss checklist with the rated rookies and some of our picks for that, and some of the insert sets, and some I guess the short print inserts and stuff like that. So
I've kind of perused eBay a little bit. There haven't been any really big cards hit or big sales. I mean, $200-$300 cards. I mean, it's not been anything worth writing home about. What I have noticed for sure is that there's like 4 redemptions that I've seen so far, 4 different drivers. You've got Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, and Natalie Decker have got redemptions so far that I've seen.
Okay.
I hate to see that for Ty Gibbs. Well, I hate to see it for all of them actually, because you know how it goes. Some of these may be signed, some of them may never be signed. So you may not ever get a redemption.
So it's interesting because this is usually a sticker product. So I'm really surprised that I guess the sticker sheets have not come back. So
that would probably be my guess.
Yeah. All right. One thing I can tell you is, might be a good time to buy stuff if you are in the know. I, picked up a Martin Truex watercolor for tax, shipping, and everything for $20, which I thought was a steal. Since they're a case hit for $20 of a Cup champion and future Hall of Famer, his first watercolors. Again, I like the watercolor set, so there's some bargains out there, and some folks are selling the rated rookies and have lots in quote of them. So
anybody that hasn't watched Logan's video of his box opening, I encourage you to go watch that. He's a little excited. That
was the best Donruss box break I have ever had by far. I was lucky enough to pull a Haley Deegan auto out of 99, and I've yet, out of all the hundreds of boxes I have broken since she's been out, that's her first autograph that I've pulled. And then I got the case hit.
Well, they're not going to go watch it if you keep telling them everything.
Oh,
come on, man.
All right, scratch that from the record.
But he did. I cut him off just in time for the tease with the case hit.
Yeah, it's a okay. We'll say this: it's the best box by far that I have ever broken, and it's definitely worth watching because it's a lot of fun.
All right,
go subscribe to King NASCAR. Go watch the video, and if you're really bored, subscribe to my channel too.
I'll always subscribe.
And Val. I mean,
no. So with NasCard Radio, subscribe and ring the bell.
Oh, okay, all right, my bad.
So,
but I watched a case break. What was it? Was it Monday night? I think it was Monday night. It was from, and I'm going to plug them because I thought they did a very good job. It was KO's Card Breaks, They broke a whole case. It took almost 4 hours for them to break that box. And I had it all in the background. I had a few players in there, we'll just say, and I did okay. I didn't do great. But one thing I noticed about his case break is that he had a box that was almost identical to the box I broke. I mean, same drivers, same memorabilia. It's weird how that collation goes with Panini. I thought that was very strange.
Does he sell his spots? Does he do eBay auctions?
Yes, he does eBay auction.
I had bid on the Santino Ferrucci, but I was well short.
Yeah, I didn't bid on that one. I bid on Corey Haim, and a few others, Denny Hamlin, some other ones. But those guys were very professional. They didn't take their shirts off or anything and do any yelling and screaming. I mean, I will definitely break with those guys again because they were very professional. I even commented about that, in the comments while they were breaking, and they appreciated that because, he had some issues and he gave people credits and some things. I mean, it's not like, hey, we got this mega hit that we said we were going to give you, but now we're going to take it back. There was none of that crazy stuff. So, yes, I highly recommend those guys and, check them out. But as far as Donruss goes, I mean, I like the cards this year. I like the Race Kings. I like that design really, really well. I like, in fact, I like all the designs. I like the 81 retro look. Because I remember distinctly buying 81 Donruss when they came out. So, I do have a little bit of sentimental attachment there, I guess. But yeah, I think they did very well this year. Yeah, there's one, Val's got a Race Kings. That's a Optima. Yeah, that's nice and shiny. But I highly recommend Donruss this year. It's a nice product. I like the rookies in there. They've got that Tony, I cannot pronounce her name correctly. It's either Bredinger or Bredinger. I'm not sure which way it's pronounced, but she's got some cards in there, and I think she's going to be probably the hottest rookie this year out of the bunch. So it's a great product. I highly recommend grabbing you a box if you can.
Yeah, the Race Kings, I think, did a really nice job. They'll look great autographed.
Absolutely.
There's a Tony Stewart.
Yeah, you got several.
And then the relics.
So you busted the box. So you got that you got that relic. You got Chase Elliott relic. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your auto?
That's a great question. It was
must have not been too good.
Well, I think is it Riley Herbst, maybe?
Riley Herbst.
Yeah, and then
that's out of 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Top 5, yeah. Kyle Busch, that's cool. Those are hard to get. I only saw a couple of those out of that case break. That's the other thing about that case break is, they had a case hit of one of the downtown cards, and they had 2 1-of-1s. They had a printing plate and a regular 1-of-1 out of a whole case. So those 1-of-1s are tough. And those top 5s, I think they only had maybe 3 or 4 of those top 5s, maybe.
I think the Santucci.
There you go. There's Ken's guy.
You're on mute.
Yeah, he's running the Indy 500 this year. So he runs for Sam Hunt Racing, I guess. He's supposed to in the Xfinity Series, but I can't really figure out when he's going to run. It looks like they use different drivers throughout the season. So I don't know. I'm definitely interested to watch if I know ahead of time that he's going to be running.
So some of the teams, what they'll do is they'll have cars available, and if the driver brings funding, they can run.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I just know that, he's supposed to be running with them a little bit. So
I'm just telling you from I've seen it. Greg Alding is that way. He was bring in some funding, and he would, run some races. So, but we're already 40 minutes in, and I want to get to the next topic here, and that's going to be lids, tops, hobby boxes, and trading cards now available at Lids. And the reason I bring that up on our podcast is there's been some F1 sightings.
So are they just selling full boxes, do you think, or are they packing it out, or you have any idea?
I don't know. It says being found at retail at Lids and Fans. And, there's the F1 blaster boxes. I don't know if this chrome box, what that's really doing there, if that's a plant or if that's really legit. So, and again, this is from the F1 Formula One trading cards collectors card buy, chat, buy, sell, trade, swap. That's a pretty good group there. So, but just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
Yeah, I had seen on Twitter earlier today. It was something different, but it was like the full side of one of their whatever you would say, what they have in the floor. The roller rack type deals, but it was one side of it, and it appeared, if I'm remembering correctly, it appeared to just be like boxes, blasters, stuff like that. I could be wrong, but I believe that is what I saw.
So I'm curious about the price, if it's the Walmart price or if it's the flipper price.
I do not believe I saw anything on that particular given tweet, but I'll bet you if we go look at Twitter and look up Lids, I bet you I can find something.
Okay. Next subject. I don't know if you want to talk any more about it, but I just want to make sure everybody was aware that, hey, you might have another source of racing F1 if you're a top F1 guy. You're not going to find any Panini at Lids, but just want to let the F1 listeners know about that. So I think it's only in the U.S.
Yeah, I was looking on my work computer, but I'm not signing into Twitter on my work computer, so I guess I got nothing for you.
That's fine.
That's all right.
So just want to bring that to everybody's attention. Where else are we going here?
Racing Pictorial.
Yes.
Stars.
So the checklist was released on Twitter from at Racing Pictorial. This is going to be a 30-card set, and I did get confirmation that it's going to be kind of like the old Donruss highlights, old Donruss rookies. You're going to get a full, complete 30-card set with one Champions insert per box, and you got to racingpictorial.com for the website. That he gives a blurb about it. A new officially licensed line of trading cards to be released in May will honor auto racing great past and present and celebrate a legendary magazine that thrilled readers for decades. There's a Series 1 checklist is out. Will be available for purchase at the world's largest auto racing memorabilia show in Plainfield, Indiana, May 27th and 28th, and online at racingpictorial.com. We went to that show, 2010 or whatever, when it was at the old fairgrounds, which is a great show if you're in that vicinity. So.
Yeah, and the good thing about that show is too, I mean, it's primarily an Indy show. So if you're a NASCAR guy like Val and I, we were able to pick up some good deals because it's just like everything else that we've seen, like at the National, where a dealer will buy a collection of cards, and they'll get a handful of NASCAR cards or things in there, and they really don't care about those. They just want to get rid of them because it doesn't mean anything to them. So it's kind of the same thing, I think, with the IndyCar. They're more focused on Indy, and they're not as concerned about NASCAR. So hey, I just get rid of the NASCAR because I like the Indy better than the NASCAR. So we were able to pick up a lot of good stuff there.
And I remember you picked up an epic autograph ticket, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
two tickets. I picked up a Jeff Gordon and a Dale Earnhardt signed Brickyard ticket from Jeff Gordon was 94 and Earnhardt was 95. And I've since had those encapsulated and everything by PSA. But yeah, I got those for a song and a dance. They were unbelievably cheap.
Yeah. And then we also had autograph guests as well. So that's that same, not to deviate, that same trip where we were at the Indy and we turned here, turned there, and turned whatever in the gasoline alley, and we were right there with all these Indy legends.
Yeah, I don't know how. To this day, I still don't know how we did that.
I don't know either. But anyway, so back to the checklist. And I know, Ken, you've kind of perused it. One of the ones that jumped out at me, because I'm a big Tim Richmond fan, is that Tim Richmond's in it. And let me change screens to the Twitter feed because he's got some of the photos out there, and they're really great photos. They're from the Rayman collection. So this is the Twitter feed with Bobby Grimm. There's the checklist there. There's Tim Richmond with the Uno hat. And any more? So, and then let's see if I click there. Will come up to give a better view of the checklist there. So, Jim Clark, Bobby Grimm, Roger Ward, Johnny Rutherford, it's a James Hinchcliffe, Wilbur Shaw, Bill Cummings, Babe Strap, Eddie Sachs, Dario Franchitti. Thank you. I don't know why I drew a blank on that one. Pat O'Connor, Pat Biden, Troy Huffman, Mel Kenyon, Johnny Parsons, Ronnie Duman, Duke Nalen, Rex Mays,
Yoke and Rent.
Thank you. Tim Richmond. I got that one. David Hobbs. Me's glasses when you get old, man. It's Walt Faulkner.
Jigger Soroy. Jigger Soroy.
All right. Bobby Marsham.
Jimmy McElreath from Arlington, Texas.
There we go. Tony Brittenhouse. Paul Goldsmith. There we go. Denny Zimmerman and Rolly Beal. Beetle. +1 champions insert. You get the whole entire first series in one box, all 30 cards.
But yeah, so I did some quick research on this before the show. So of the 30 guys, 14 of those don't have any current trading cards. So these should be 14 rookie cards. It could be 13 if you want to say Mel Kenyon has one. He's on a card, but it doesn't ever mention his name. Among those 30, you have 6 Indy 500 champions. Those 6 have a combined 13 Indy 500 wins. And since this is NasCard radio, you do have 6 drivers with NASCAR starts, including Johnny Rutherford, who did win a Daytona duel. You have Dario Franchitti, who had a very short NASCAR Cup career. David Hobbs, who, I know David Hobbs mostly from calling the Daytona 500 on CBS, and Stroke Race, the greatest movie ever made. But you also have Paul Goldsmith, who had 127 Cup races and 9 victories, including the last Daytona beach race.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is 96 years old and the oldest living Indianapolis 500 veteran. And as of a couple years ago, was still flying his airplane and signing autographs through the mail.
Yeah, I think I sent one to him years ago.
He's a great signer. And he'll send, I sent like 6 or 8 cards, wrote him a nice note. He sent me back like 4 additional photographs. He was a motorcycle racing champion. One of the photos was him with his motorcycle. I think one was with probably in the Smokey Unit car, I think, that he ran in NASCAR. And then a couple of IndyCar related ones. But yeah, those were some of the things that, I kind of touched on and kind of going through looking. We had talked about before the show, a handful of these guys are still alive and may sign. James Hinchcliffe, actually, he's doing some announcing. I do believe he has a ride for the Indy 500, so he's the only current driver. David Hobbs is still with us. I believe Jigger Soroy is. Obviously, I mentioned Paul Goldsmith is. That might Johnny Rutherford is, and Johnny Rutherford signs through the mail. I've sent him like 4 at a time. He just lives over in Fort Worth. I usually get him back in just a little over a week from him. But he'll sign, like 4 at a time. Dario Franchitti obviously is still living, but he lives in Scotland. So he flies over here for race things that he does because he still works with Ganassi, but then he flies right back to Scotland. So he's not exactly one that you can get through the mail. But there are a handful of those guys.
So it's possible you have to send it to the shop.
You can try. I will just say that we have a mutual friend that knows him well, and he really just said he just really doesn't sign. Just because he doesn't. I don't even know that he goes to the shop. It might be one of those things where he might get his mail once every couple of years.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you send something, as naturally, whenever you send anything through the mail, don't send anything you can't afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's always
when you send it, assume you're not getting it back. If you get it back, it's a bonus, but never assume you're getting anything back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If it comes to the Memphis distribution center, you're taking your life in your own hands.
Yeah, so. Also, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but if you click on the e-commerce, you will see that they are $17.99, including sales tax. You can add those to your cart, and I believe shipping. I don't know if there's a flat for shipping, and it's like incremental for how many sets you get. So
I actually didn't even know that was up yet. So that's good. That's good info.
Well, that's why everybody's listening and tuning in to NasCardRadio.
So Ken,
yes.
Out of all these drivers and people in this checklist, which card, or I should say, which driver are you most excited to see on a card?
I'm going to say it's Jimmy McElreath because, as I said, I live in Arlington, Texas. He was born here, lived here, died here. My stepson had his one of his banquets one year, and we were at a country club, which was literally adjacent to where he lived. So, he's a local guy. He doesn't. The only card that I know of him, and it's hit and miss whether you consider it a regular card, is from the first Avalon Hill racing set. It's listed on Trading Card Database, but that's the only card I know of for him. So I'm excited for that one. And then obviously Johnny Rutherford just lives right over in Fort Worth, which I can pretty much spit into Fort Worth from where I am. And then I've been a Dario Franchitti fan since he was the very first IndyCar driver I met in 2007. Was nice as could be, like signed for everybody, took pictures. He's like, anybody else want anything else? Just a nice guy. So I've always been a Dario Franchitti fan. So those are the 3 that I'm the most excited about. And I guess I kind of left out Paul Goldsmith, but I'm excited about that because I'm going to get a handful of sets and then send those off to him to get signed. Because as we were talking before the show, he's got trading cards out there. They're very hard to find. I don't know if they're just tucked away in collections or people don't know who he is enough to want to sell them, but I mean, whether it be ComC, eBay, Sport Lots, his cards are not easy to find.
Yeah, he's in that Sorry, he's in that Pro Set, and I don't know. That was during the junk wax era. So,
but you were right. He was in Press Pass Legends. He was in 2 of those sets, I think. So you're right. But he was also in that Pro Set as well. That 91, I think, Pro Set.
That was Paul Goldsmith.
Yeah.
And then he's in the Winner Circle as well. But he's one of the short
yes.
prints.
Those are another one that don't come up very often, and those are probably not one I would ever send through the mail just because they are a little pricey.
I think I did send one. I had one that was kind of beat up, and I was like, "Well, if I don't get it back, that's fine." And I got it back.
I have one copy. Some really nice guy that sent to me. He's my pal.
Yeah. So $17.99. I don't think that's for 30 cards. That's a pretty good price, I would think.
I mean, I think so. What do I know though? But like I said, 14 of these guys have never had a trading card before. If you are an Indy 500 buff, like I am, I mean, I'm more of a, more than average, less than some, but yeah, just the ability to have all of these guys. There's been a lot of historical sets over the years that have had race winners through the time that they were produced. But you have a lot of guys here, like I said, that obviously weren't race winners when almost half of the guys in the set, this is their first and as so far only card.
Something I noticed, Ken, is Pat Vidon. He was the USAC flagman.
He was the flagman, and if you had ever listened to Donald Davidson's, oh man, I'm having a brain fart. The show he did every May for all those years, he was the longtime Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum historian. People always asked about Pat Vidon. I mean, he's very popular, and yeah, I was going through there. I'm like, yeah, he's the only one that's not a driver, but was extremely popular. Maybe not to the level of a Tom Carnegie or something like that, but a very big part of the history of the Indianapolis 500.
It's a new track record.
Yeah. I would like to see but they're actually I know there's at least one card that he's on. Tom Carnegie from one of those.
Yeah, he's on one card.
Is that just the one? It's one of those early '90s sets, and he's on there. I want to say with like Mario Andretti or somebody.
Is it the All World Racing? Maybe.
I can't remember if it's the All World or I can't remember which set.
It's one of those, I know, because
it's from like 90, 91, something like that.
Yeah, because he's in the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, and there's a registry set on PSA, and he's only got that one card, and I got it graded a long time ago, but I'm trying to remember which one it was. I'd have to go look. But yeah, I like this set in that Jigger. How you pronounce his last name?
Soroy.
I was interested. It was interesting for me to find out that they have the Jigger Award for the hard luck driver for the Indy 500.
He attempted to make the 500 7 times. How many times did he make the race?
Jigger, he started. I think he like one race maybe.
Nope, Val got it.
0.
Big old 0. But another like one that's just, even though he didn't make the race, he's a big part of history. I was mentioning Donald Davidson in the show. Talk of Gasoline Alley was what it was called. But one of the things is he doesn't ever want to answer the Jigger Soroy question because people ask it all the time. So, yeah, I mean, he's just one of those ones where it's a big part of the lore and history of the 500.
Yeah, that was one of the few names I didn't know, and I went and did some research, and that's when I found out they had that Hard Luck Driver Award every year for somebody who didn't make the 500. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting. It's a really eclectic checklist, but I really like his choices, and I can only imagine what he's going to be doing for Series 2.
Yeah, the fact that Mike is such a fan of the history himself, knows so much himself and knows these stories. And again, he knows Donald Davidson, the gentleman I was talking about. He knows him very well. This isn't somebody at some company just making a list of 30 guys to put in. This is a guy that actually knows and understands the history and has one of, if not the best collection of autographs from Indianapolis 500 drivers. I mean, he has just about everyone that's pretty much possible. So, I mean, just his knowledge and his love is why you get such this eclectic checklist and so many guys that, a lot of people haven't heard of. And I am really excited to see it. I will be buying multiple sets. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say. I am excited. It's not it's not a pack release form, but it's still basically the first new thing. There was a Borg Warner set that was released a couple years ago, kind of by someone, but there hasn't been a wide release for IndyCar cards since 2007.
So somebody else I was unaware of was Babe Stapp. I couldn't find out much about him, but it did say he was a member of the infamous 13 Black Cats. Do you know anything about that?
I do not. I know his name. I recall Donald Davidson talking about him, but yeah, because I looked at everybody's Wikipedia page when I was going through if they started those kind of things. I don't really know that much about him, and I want to look that up as well. I'm not actually sure what that is.
So Logan, make a note of that, and when we have Mike on, we'll ask him about that.
We'll ask him about the infamous 13 Black Cats.
Yeah, because we'll have him on closer to the release. So
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
you can be on too if you want.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, because we want to talk about the history, and to make the sets and his love for IndyCar, and cards, right? So, and that's what we do here at NasCardRadio.
So yeah, I'm excited for the set. I'm like you, Ken. I'm gonna buy a handful of sets probably, and I'd like to try to get one sent off to Paul Goldsmith, and hopefully he'll sign it.
Yeah, and I think if you can find a quality address for James Hinchcliffe, I'm going to assume he signs. Like I said, he is very, very fan friendly, very well liked by the fans. He's got a great personality, and he has been in the booth for some of the races. I think at least one of the races so far this year.
Yeah, and you can go over to Johnny Rutherford's house and knock on his door and say, "Hey, man, can you sign this for me?"
Or I can just send them through the mail. And
yeah, I knocked on Fred Lorenzen's door one day, and he let me in.
Well, he told you to stop by. So.
He did tell
yeah,
me.
I have not been invited by Johnny Rutherford to his home. If I am, I will go, and I will come on the show and tell you all about it.
That'd be cool.
All right, I guess our final segment is King's Court.
You have the music?
Just cue the music.
All right.
Oh, I did see this one.
You see this one, Ken?
I had seen it. I didn't see where it concluded at, but yeah, I had looked at it and I was like, it's already beyond where I'm at.
This is a card you don't see too much. This is our Joker of the week, which is our odd or different card. This ended on the 18th. It's a 1996 Wheels Crown Jewel Elite Dale Earnhardt number SD1 with 7 diamonds in it. It's number 239 of 300. It went for $282.77 with 17 bids. I was one of those bidders, and I did not win.
So what I wanted to call out on this, and I think that I'm not sure whose screen we're seeing, but okay. You can tell and you can see, but look at the edges. Look at the back wear on that. And I've seen that a lot as I've been getting into the Dale Earnhardt cards. But yeah, those 90 cards, I mean, that's $282. And what's that? A PSA 6?
Probably.
PSA 5? Imagine if you could pull one now and it didn't have all that chipping. Yeah, this was quite the card. I was one I hadn't seen before.
It's nice.
Yeah, the thing about those Wheels cards from back then, in that thicker stock, I don't know what press pass used to cut those with, but whatever they used, it didn't do the cards very well because you see a lot of chipping on those cards.
Was that pre press pass merger?
It might have been. See, 96. It may have. Yeah,
but to your point though, right? So, the printing back then, they were just working on that thicker stock and those colors. So that chipping, I mean, we see it in the 94 high gear, right? Wheels high gear with the Earnhardt junior rookies, trying to find those without that chipping, because you have that dark background, and with that gray and stuff, it shows the white pretty quick, and that purple bottom. So, but anyway, it's only out of 300, and the fact that it's got the diamonds, that was that not gimmick or whatever, but that whole crown jewels line. So
yeah, I like that set. In fact, I pulled way back when. I may have it in this stack here. I thought I did. Maybe I don't. I had the Dale Earnhardt card with the 7 emeralds or whatever they were. The 7.
Right. Yeah. So there were different versions with different gemstones.
Yeah, I thought I had it sitting here, but I guess I don't.
If you ever decide you want to move that, I know a guy.
I was lucky enough to pull one. I had it here because I was actually considering sending it off to PSA, and I got to look at it. I said, "No, not for $50. I'm not doing it. Maybe when things get cheaper at PSA."
So please use the images to help evaluate the condition of the card.
Okay, so let's move on. Our Jack of the Week, which is our young driver.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Did you lose it?
I don't know why. Oh yeah. I had all this queued up. Hold on, give me 1 second. Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know if it's because I clicked out of it or whatever, but all right. Not there. Got all these windows.
Uh-oh, we lost Ken for a second. I guess he had to do something. He had to scold a dog or something. It's only a cat. You've seen the cat before. Yeah.
All right, is this the right one?
Yes, Mick Schumacher Green Refractor. Yeah, so this ended on the 17th. It was a 2020 Topps Chrome F1 Green Refractor of Mick Schumacher. It's autographed, as you can see. It's out of 99. It sold for $540 with 16 bids. So that was...
That's, I think, pretty good considering F1.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a nice looking card. I actually like those green variations. That's a nice looking card.
And numbered out of 100 out of 99. Yeah,
99.
Very Christmassy.
It is Christmassy. He's got the red and the green going on. Ho ho ho
for up and coming Mick Schumacher. Yep. Next.
All right, next Queen of the Week female driver. This ended on the 16th of April. Haley Deegan, 2018 Panini Blue Prism, card number 30. Of course, they say true rookie, and it's out of 99, and it's ungraded, and it went for $300 ungraded. It looks really nice. I don't know how it would grade, but it looks nice.
So the best price was. You said 300.
Yeah, the best price was 300. Yes.
Okay.
It had a best offer of 420, and it sold for $300.
All right.
So I mean that's pretty hefty for that card when you think about it. I mean it's ungraded. I could see paying that money for a graded card, but wow, I thought that was impressive. So that's why.
You're right. Yeah, when you break it all down, it's numbered out of 99 and ungraded, raw. For $300.
So moving on, our King of the Week, which is our male driver. This is ended on the 17th of April. It's a 2021 Panini Prism NASCAR Austin Dillon Gold Vinyl 1 of 1. We don't talk about Austin Dillon too much in King's Court, but this one kind of caught my eye since it was a 1 of 1 and it graded a PSA 10. They were asking $800 for it, and it went for a best offer accepted of $400.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not even a PSA slab; it's a SGC slab.
But wanting 800 and took 400.
Yeah, so $400 for that. You know, hey, that's not bad for Austin Dillon. I mean, and it's not even that's his car. It's not even picture of him.
Right.
So anyway, so moving on, our ace of the week, which is our 1 of 1, ended on the 15th of April. It's a 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire F1, 1 of 1 of Felipe Drogovic, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I don't know if I got that right or not, but it had a price of $2,500. Buy it now, and somebody went click and bought it now for $2,500.
Wow. That's an F2 driver.
Yeah.
Star. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? So somebody's speculating.
Yeah, so a relative or something. Wow.
Yeah, so I was impressed with that price. I couldn't believe that it went for that much. But hey, you know, it is F1, and you know F1's still on fire right now. Everybody's still in the honeymoon with F1. So our Royal Flush, which is our highest priced card of the week, and of course you know it's going to be F1. This ended on the 17th of April. It's Charles, or as they say on TV, I guess it's Charles Leclerc. 2020 Topps Dynasty Formula One Triple Relic Auto, number 7 of 10. And this had a lot of bidding. It went for $9,100 with 21 bids. So he's hot right now. I mean, he's won 2 races so far.
Charles is in charge,
as we well know, of our nights and of our days. But yeah, that was impressive for that card. But it's only 7 of 10. I don't know how that card would grade, but it's a nice looking card. And you know, hats off to whoever bought that card for $9,100.
It would be fascinating to see. You know, we see where the seller is. It would be fascinating to find out where the buyers are. Is this someone from his home country? Same question with that 101 that we saw a little bit ago, just because there is so much foreign money involved in F1. I think it would be interesting to see if it, you know, ends up, if it's going overseas or if it's staying here.
Yeah, or going into a vault for somebody from overseas. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to know that too. That was too bad. We, you know, back in the good old days, we could find that out with eBay. We could see the user who bought it, and then we could see where they were from, but not anymore with all the privacy concerns. I can see that. But that's it for the King's Court for this week.
All right. Well, anything else, gentlemen? Yes, sir.
Skid marks and Ty freaking Gibbs.
Yeah, I was just thinking we're going to see them back in action at Talladega. Xfinity.
Yep. Like I said, I may go there. Who knows?
I mean, I have to be honest. You know, you guys know I'm not that much into NASCAR anymore. I was in the 90s through the early 2000s. But from what I've seen, I actually enjoy Xfinity more than I enjoy Cup Series. And, you know, it sounds like Ty freaking Gibbs has a little bit of Dale Earnhardt in him. So I'm starting to wonder if that's going to be my guy. If I'm ever able to pick a guy.
I know you listen to the show, and we've talked about him. He has no fear. He's got good equipment, and he can win a lot of races. So
yeah, he's small in stature, but he's big. He's big in you know, in his driving abilities, and you know, he's not afraid. He's not afraid in the car. He's not afraid out of the car.
Let's just hope he doesn't bump anybody stupidly this week.
Well, we'll see with the big one. If hopefully, you know, you definitely want to be out front. You don't want to be back in the pack. So,
yeah, that'll probably be the best race of the weekend. Will probably be the Xfinity race.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Xfinity race because we had all these guys who are trying to make a name for themselves, and not that the Cub's not good, but that's always kind of where those up and coming drivers are, and so that's why I always like to watch to see who to start who to collect, right, and start picking up before they get the Cup. I've said it numerous times, numerous years that when somebody gets the Cup, it's not a surprise, right? If you listen to the show, we're talking about the highest finishing rookies in truck, the winners in Xfinity, highest finishing rookies in Xfinity, and getting their way to Cup. So we're talking about them a lot. Nobody just really shows up into Cup. So if you collect cards, you'll know about them way in advance.
Yep, no doubt. And I got one more thing. We miss you, Jason. We'll see you next week, I guess.
Yep, Jason will be back.
I didn't have quite the research down that he did, but hopefully I somewhat was able to add something. But I really appreciate you guys having me on. I have fun every time.
I was happy that you were going to be on.
Really covering the Speedway star set. Wouldn't want to break that down with anybody else. So appreciate you hopping on and filling in for Jason. So
happy to be here. Anytime, guys. Anytime.
All right. From me and the guys, thanks for watching, listening to the podcast. Please subscribe, like, share the podcast with your friends. And we will catch you next week.